gets the 4-2 decision. Great rivalry with Bartlett and Mendez. There's Bo Bartlett. Mustache is looking good.
The only thing I like about him is he looks like that. He's got, there's just a joy in his heart, his demeanor, no matter win or lose. He loves the sport. He loves to get better. And getting better took care of itself tonight, didn't it? He won, but he's not going to show a different face when he loses.
One of my favorite images last March, suffered a devastating loss to Jesse Mendez, and there he was up on the podium, big smile on his face. He won the silver medal. Takedown for Feldman.
Yeah, good quickness there by Feldman. Lift, does a nice job. Feldman moved well against Gable Steveson last week, and I thought that he made Gable work a little bit.
Gable Steveson heading into that match with Feldman, all falls and tech falls. It was a major decision, but against Gable Steveson, no shame in that.
Right, went the whole distance, and I was looking at that and I went,
out of fingers.
As quick as Nick Feldman is, because he's really quick, Gable Stevenson's quicker. I mean, and I'm saying I think Feldman is very quick. And again, we're looking at Steveson and Kerkvliet and Hendrickson and a few others out of there, and it's guys like these.
Well, I mentioned the Big Ten championships. How about heavyweight? Big Ten has 8 of the top 12 in the rankings. Of course, Gable and Kerkvliet 1-2.
Out of fingers.
It is a loaded weight class at heavyweight in the Big Ten. Just over a half a minute showing in the second period. Feldman leading it by 5. Feldman's dad, Josh, was an All-American back in 1994 for Virginia Tech.
Fingers, get out.
So he has known wrestling his entire life. Feldman won the Clarion Open earlier this season. What a night of wrestling here on the Big Ten Network. Doubleheader. Great matchup here with Penn State and Ohio State. Iowa and Minnesota coming up next in Minneapolis. Hawkeyes taking to the Resolites inside Maturi Pavilion. That is going to be a fun match. You and I are going to get out of here quickly and go find a TV, my friend.
And every Friday night this season has been what a night for wrestling. Friday night wrestling on the Big Ten Network. It's been amazing.
Feldman riding time over 30 seconds.
On the count. No. Ready. Control. 1 green.
7-3 following the escape.
Fingers. Let go of the fingers. Let it go. Let it go.
This is where Feldman wants to, make a little statement here and, finish this period strong. There. Nice little sweep, little to the single. Keeps his head tight. Using his head as another arm, driving through. Nice job of stretching out by Mirasola.
Solid defense.
Stop. Stalemate.
And a stalemate is whistled.
I like the action by Feldman. I think he just needs to go out there and finish this off in a big way.
Fingers, get out of fingers.
More wrestling coming up on Sunday as well. Michigan and Michigan State right here on the Big Ten Network. That is noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Inside of a minute, want to remind everybody one more time, this Thursday at Cleveland State, 7 o'clock, celebration of Cleveland State wrestling. Pack that place. Josh Moore's done a phenomenal job. Former Penn State alumni. 7 o'clock Eastern, Thursday. Cleveland State's Kent State.
Watch that knee. Watch that knee.
Nice little shot there by Mirasola. He's trying to come up. Got his head in a good position there, but Feldman keeping the hips and coming around. That was from the hip pressure. Little footwork there by Feldman. Stuff, run around. That's the way you finish a match and get a major decision. Nope, he's not going to. Nope.
10-3 the final score. Riding time, he falls just short. The decision for Nick Feldman, who is now 14-4 for Ohio State. That'll do it from Columbus. For Tim Johnson and our entire crew, I'm Shane Sparks. Friday Night Wrestling rolls on here on the Big Ten Network. Let's get you out to Minneapolis with Zach Mackey and Jim Gibbons. It's the Gophers and the Hawkeyes.
Ohio State's word for the rest of this match so far, almost in 3 straight matches, 30 and 133. Hey, there was a time he almost had Braden Davis pinned. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have called it. They didn't get the near fall either. So he got a reversal, but that was almost. And after 2 or 3 almost for Bartlett against Mendez, not this time. He goes in, he gets the takedown, holds on for the win, and then at 149, what an effort. What an effort by D'Amelio, but Van Ness, the All-American, comes through right at the end, gets his arm cut across for the 3 and the win. Almost for the Buckeyes.
Friday Night Wrestling here on the Big Ten Network. We begin the second half here inside the Covelli Center at 165 pounds, ranked number 1 in the nation. The reigning Big Ten champion, Mitchell Messenbrink, and Brock Herman with a record of 15-7 for Ohio State. I've leaped out of my seat about 12 times already during Friday Night Wrestling on the Big Ten Network.
Has he got a camera on you? Huh, Shane? I mean, I think that's
both of us. I mean, both of us came out of our seats a handful of times. It has been a phenomenal dual meet, of course. Minnesota and Iowa to follow. What a night of wrestling here on the Big Ten Network. Mitchell Messenbrink, 16-0, and quickly, like a rat on a Cheeto as always, with the 3 takedown, scoring those points quickly, 15 seconds in.
There is no almost anything about almost on Messenbrink. I'm not sure I've seen somebody like Mitchell. He is an incredible, intense wrestler that just keeps moving. His intensity is unmatched so far this year.
Leads the country in Tech Falls. He has now scored 44 takedowns in dual meets, has yet to allow a single takedown. Messenbrink, in 14 matches wrestled, he has scored 257 points. He's averaging 18.35 points per match. There you see all in the Big Ten with Messenbrink, Ramos, and McAnally. The leaders in Tech Falls. Messenbrink, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year after winning that Big Ten title in Maryland last March, that big comeback over Dean Hamady of Wisconsin. Tomorrow, don't miss a Saturday night hockey doubleheader. First, Minnesota clashes with Michigan. Then the Buckeyes face off with Wisconsin. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app.
Here we go. One red, we're neutral.
Mitchell Messenbrink from Heartland, Wisconsin, Arrowhead High School, where he won 3 state titles. And Messenbrink,
nothing yet.
With a 3-1 lead, looking for his second takedown.
Now, that was a shot by Herman. He was in on the legs there, but Messenbrink, great hip action there. And as he cross faces here, you can see his hips anchor down and comes around.
6-1 score. Make it 45 takedowns in dual meets. Brock Herman from Medina, Ohio, was a state champion at Brecksville Broadview Heights. Has wrestled the majority of his matches at 157. Few dual meets all at 165, where he's 1 and 2. And Herman was down at 149 last season as he is hit with a stall call.
1 minute remaining opening period.
Messenbrink riding time nearing 90 seconds. A pair of takedowns
came out.
for the Penn State
All right, Red's going to be down.
redshirt sophomore.
Going to go neutral.
Lost 9-8 on riding time to Iowa State's David Carr in that national final last March.
Green.
Go behind for Messenbrink. And he is pouring it on as always here in this first period. He exhausts the scoreboard.
Keep an eye on that spec number.
257 points.
You know,
in 14 matches. That's crazy.
Yeah, you talk about crazy stats. Penn State last week, 49-0 in takedowns. No takedowns in the two dual meets they had last week. I mean, these are crazy stats by this entire team.
Tim, Penn State from 165 through heavyweights in dual meets, 58-2. Their two losses, Levi Haynes fell to Keegan O'Toole, two-time national champion, and Josh Barr lost to Stephen Buchanan, ranked number one country.
Ranked number one, and that's where we're at right now. We're at the start of this role. It's so exciting as far as wrestling people to see this kind of excellence. And, you know, again, talking about excellence, I mean, Penn State, they're looking for their fourth NCAA title in a row for the third time. So they've done it twice before, 4 in a row. They're looking to do it for the third time, 4 in a row.
Coming into this dual meets, in dual meet action, Penn State has scored 287 takedowns. They've given up 23. In the first period, it's 138-11.
Two reversal green. Two reversal green.
Reversal for Messenbrink.
Brock Herman coming out in front, trying to just get something. Can he, you know, get anything? Can he roll through? Can he catch Messenbrink? But Messenbrink comes around for the reversal. He's relentless in every position, Messenbrink is. Looking to get those near wrists there, put the hammerlock on the back.
Blood time, blood time, blood time.
So now blood time, Ohio State.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people.
TJ, I just root for stories. Here's the story I want in that dual meet as a wrestling fan. I want Minnesota trailing by 4 or 5 going to heavyweight.
That's going to be a story, and that is another great place to watch wrestling. They do a great job.
Yes, they do.
They've got a great fan base, and it's really good to see Minnesota, you know, back in a position. They got a very good team this year.
Last Friday night, they beat Ohio State and then beat Purdue on Sunday. John Bones Jones was there to watch Gable Steveson last Sunday. Mitchell Messenbrink goes coffee grinder.
Did I hear you're going to have a coffee grinder camp in the summer?
Thinking about it.
Yep.
Details are being worked out, just trying to work out some of the logistics on it, but it's a great move, Tim.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm for, you know, I love entrepreneurship.
And guys working there. Stuck there.
I think that for...
Maybe we'll bring you in, work a session.
Okay.
Well, I'm telling you what, I think you've got some people thinking that that's the camp to go to, so you're probably going to be full real fast.
Going to be a great camp, no doubt about it. I've always said you want to go to the coffee grinder camp and win big matches, or go to Jim Gibbons' head lever camp.
I'll have to show you the Tin Bar someday. I mean, they named them, you know, my college wrestling coach named a move after me, the Tin Bar.
Another tech fall for Mitchell Messenbrink. Messenbrink now 17-0. Puts on another show on this Friday night in Columbus. Gives that signature thumbs up. Mitchell Messenbrink. Levi Haynes up from 157 pounds. Won a national title at that weight class, bumps up to 174. And Carson Harchla, he's been fantastic for the Buckeyes. He's undefeated. Here we go at 174 pounds, 14-1, Levi Haines. Hartzler, 11-0, a top 5 matchup.
Carson Hartzler, I mean, I love the story. You know, he was All-American 3 years ago. Then he has just the injuries and the nagging injuries, some serious injuries, and here he comes back, senior year, undefeated, poised to get on that podium, and talk about a grinder. Maybe not a coffee grinder, but this guy's a grinder. That guts and gumption and grit that I love. Man, this guy has it. But
from Powell, Ohio, Olentangy Liberty won a couple of state titles. Fargo champion, 11-0, 7-0 in the Big Ten. Levi Haines, 14-1 in the season.
Haines is good at every position. I mean, he attacks legs as well as anyone out there below the knee and finishes high percentage of finish rate.
Levi Haines in his career 21-0 in the Big Ten, 34-1 overall. Here's Hartzler in deep on a single leg. Crackdown position.
This is where you got to finish. He's trying to get that right arm across. And if he can get that above the knee, it's going to make the call easy for Ray Santiago.
Tight chest lock here from Levi Haines.
Yeah, Haines has that right arm trapped down there. Let him wrestle.
No points awarded as Haines continues to defend. And now Hartzler appears to be in better position.
Trying to hook that leg, and he gets it.
Carson Hartzler takes the early lead, 3-0.
Big early takedown for Hartzler.
Only the second time that Haines has been taken down in a dual meets. The only other person to take him down this season.
We got one.
That was for the win.
Keegan O'Toole.
Yeah, and that was for the win. It was the only takedown.
Carson Hartzler spent his first 4 seasons at 165. This is his second at 174. An All-American in 2022 when he placed 7th. He's battled some injuries while wrestling in that Buckeyes singlet. Great to see him back and healthy as he pursues the podium, the top of the podium here in 2025. And Hartzler, Tim, once again with a leg attack.
Nice job of coming up. He wants to get those hips underneath him. It's really hard to do, especially Haines so good at keeping the weight on his head there, the hips on the head.
Stop, stalemate.
Stalemate whistled. Levi Haines last season a perfect 23-0. Beat Ja'Cory Teamer, then of Arizona State 5-0 to claim that NCAA title.
Get out of those fingers.
Was a finalist in 2023, lost to Austin O'Connor of North Carolina. It's been a phenomenal career for the junior from Arntsville, Pennsylvania.
Hartzler doing a really nice job with the hand fighting, working the head, getting inside the elbows.
Mitchell Messenbriggs, Tech Fall has put Penn State out in front, 14-10, as the final seconds tick away. In this matchup here at 174, 3-1, the Buckeye the advantage. And here's the 3 for Hartzler.
Yeah, he's able to adjust and come around. He hooks that leg, and then he adjusts, and he's going to end up getting both ankles, and that's 3 points.
Red cover and hold. Here we go.
Claw ride there from Hartzler off the whistle.
Let's control. We got 1 green.
1 point escape to Haines of Penn State. Wrestlers are back neutral.
Fingers, get out of fingers.
Escape makes it 3-2.
Carson Hartzell.
Hartzell does a really nice job of keeping good position, but it's going to be how does he do as we get later into the match here? We've seen Haynes go as far as 13 minutes, into overtime, a second overtime, and tough matches. This is it's been over a year since Hartzell really has been on the mat until this year because of the injuries, and so right now Hartzell doing a tremendous job of keeping great position. Hand
Levi
fighting.
Haynes has never lost to a Big Ten opponent in his career.
1 minute remains, second period. 1
Fingers.
60 seconds here in the second period. Counterattack here from Hartzell. Once again, single leg, similar position.
Don't give up your hips. Don't give up your knees. You got to stay in there. He's doing a nice job. See, he's crunching over under there. Got to find a good position for his head.
Stalemate.
Stalemate, 37 seconds.
So far, I mean, Hartzell doing a great job. He's fighting like a tenacious dog in there, especially when he gets in on the single.
And he's been the guy getting to the legs.
Yeah.
Hartzell will have choice in the third period.
Real important that he stays this position that he's been able to do the entire match right here.
Watch the face.
And it
Keep
has a
legal.
lot to
Keep
do
it
with your
legal.
feet movement. Keep the feet moving. Working the head. Nice period for Hartzell.
Fingers.
He takes a 3-2 lead to the third. Levi Haynes, two-time national finalist, won that title last March, has never lost to a Big Ten opponent.
Talk about winning close, though, sometimes. I mean, this guy has dug deep and to get some of his big wins, Levi Haynes. And so he's no stranger to digging deep, going in deep waters, and winning late.
Levi Haynes, the 2023 Big Ten Freshman of the Year. He beat Peyton Robbins' sudden victory to win that Big Ten title. Last year beat Will Luana, Michigan, to win his second Big Ten crown. Hartzell works to his feet, peels the fingers, and escapes.
Neutral.
It's a 4-2 match,
Fingers, get
riding
out of
time and
fingers.
on factor.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
And if you're Hartzell, of course, Tim, you want to stay offensive.
Well, you know you can score. And oh, nice job by the re-attack by Haynes right there. Comes across and step over.
Great defense
For a
here from
save.
Hartzell. But Levi Haynes stays
Because he
patient
kept moving even though he's down.
and gets the three-point takedown for his first lead of the
No, he's
match.
got the other leg.
And even though he was on the mat, it was his feet that were moving there. The laces were up. He was driving through. Great series there by Haynes.
Levi Haynes, 55 seconds away from getting out of Columbus with a W. He's got that bottom leg Turk.
Yeah, it's a tough position for Hartzell to be in. Haynes trying to elevate, and if he can elevate, he'll turn the shoulders. He didn't get 2 swipes. He only got 1.
Fun match here with Haynes and Hartzell. We're inside of 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is really more of a ride. I've got the win, he says, because he's not trying to get above the knee, but he's still elevating. And so that's a tough place to be for Hartzell. Haynes smothering him, got the leg hooked.
And Levi Haynes is going to take riding time over 60
Keep wrestling here.
seconds.
Keep working, gentlemen.
Levi Haynes with a
Warning,
takedown.
red, warning, bottom
And
man.
riding time
Bottom
will
man.
remain unbeaten against Big Ten opponents. 6-4 decision. And Levi Haynes is now 22-0 all time in Big Ten dual meets. Tim, you said it before. He's a guy that just finds a way.
And the almost continues.
Haynes and Hartzell in a battle at 174. It's Friday Night Wrestling here on the Big Ten Network. Penn State leads it 17-10 here in Columbus. Carter Starocci, the 4-time national champion. And Ryder Rogotsky, 6-5 record for Ohio State.
Come on, let's talk walkout songs. Come on, what is it, Shane? Mississippi Queen. Come on. Ryder's got me going.
All right, here we go.
Ryder Rogotsky,
Right,
true
gentlemen, on the
sophomore
line,
from
shake hands.
Lakeland,
On
Minnesota.
the line, set.
State champion at Stillwater. And Carter Starocci, one of the all-time greats, looking to become the first ever Division I 5-time national champion. What a run it's been for Carter Starocci. Carter Starocci, Tim, 57-1 in his career in dual meets.
Watch the face,
His
gentlemen.
dual meet career actually began 0-1. Fell to DJ Washington of Indiana and hasn't lost since. He's avenged that loss several times.
And it's so interesting that Ryder Rogotsky's last match he pinned DJ Washington in the dual meet. And so Ryder just pinned the only guy to ever beat Carter Starocci.
Rogotsky had 16 falls a year ago. Pinned DJ Washington, as you mentioned, last weekend in 56 seconds. Rogotsky's last 2 wins have been falls. 3 of his 6 wins on the season. Pins.
Good job,
And he's
gentlemen. Here we go.
dangerous.
He is dangerous, and why is he such a pinner? Well, it's all he's heard is I can do it, I can do it, and
Hold
his
on, hold
pin
on.
record in high school
Hold
was
on.
unbelievable, and he just wants to put you on your back, Shane.
2024 Greco World Team member, so he's not afraid to throw down with some big throws.
Okay. Set.
Carter Starocci from Erie, Pennsylvania. Cathedral Prep, 2-time state champion.
Yeah, we talked about it. Mike Hassey, the head coach there, got some guys out in the hunt for All-American. Van Dee at Nebraska and Panero Johnson at Iowa State, and his prize pupil here, Carter Starocci.
Pennsylvania high school wrestling is
Well, I was just getting ready to say there's so
it's
many
at
great
another
coaches
level.
and so many great coaches that we could do a whole show on, Shane.
One.
takedown here for Starocci.
Back down 1.
Starocci in dual meets, 38 takedowns. He's yet to allow a takedown.
Out of bounds.
Starocci's one of those guys, Tim, he literally gets taken down like once a year. That's it.
Okay, red down. Facing me. Here
That
we go.
run that he had last
gonna hold.
March to win the national title, when he had to beat Mackay Lewis,
That cover
Shane
green.
Griffith, and then
Optional start,
ultimately
red,
beats
optional start. Red,
Rocco
green.
Welsh of Ohio State. Welsh is redshirting this season.
1.
1 point escape. Rogotsky.
We talk about coaches, Dave Kroll, Nazareth, and whose coach was he? Sammy Sasso. We can't have a broadcast, the last broadcast of the year here on senior night. Sammy Sasso coming back from the gunshot wound a couple of years ago, getting on the mat, not wrestling tonight, but not done. But what he has done to be able to get the singlet back on, because it's not just about wrestling, his impact for this Buckeye team.
No
I mean,
question.
his impact on this Buckeye team.
He's the heart and soul of Ohio State wrestling.
Yeah,
No question.
I mean, Mendez will tell you he couldn't have won a national championship
he's up,
without the
Count.
tutelage,
No, you let go.
the influence, the example of Sammy
One,
Sasso. And so,
two.
I mean, just he's
Go green.
it's an incredible
On
story,
the ankle, one.
and he deserves all the
Out of
tribute
bounds.
that anyone can give him.
Red
Sammy
down,
Sasso
green up.
on senior night tonight, not in the lineup, but deserves the
20
mention.
seconds. Okay, here we go.
Well said.
Right
Carter
down.
Starocci, 6-1 lead. And Sammy Sasso and Brandon Cannon, there's Sammy Sasso. They're going to
cover green,
wrestle
here we
at
go.
an open tournament, believe on Sunday, and that will help sort things out at the weight class as they prepare for the Big Ten Championships March 8th and 9th in Evanston. We'll have all that action here on the Big Ten Network. Starocci so good in that top position. Credit to Rogotsky to get the escape. Gets it in short time in the first, and it's a 6-2 score.
You talk about coaches too. I mean, never underestimate the influence of a coach, because Tom Ryan's influence on helping Sammy Sasso come back, and then what happened to Tom this summer, the accident that almost took his
Red, take
life,
your spot.
and so
Green,
they
we're gonna
walked
hold.
together
Red.
as fellow sufferers and overcomers.
Tom Bryant in a very
set,
serious
cover green,
car
here we go.
accident last
He's using the
April.
optional start, Red. Here we go. Go
And
ahead,
there was
green.
a great piece on the mat. Check that out at B1G Wrestling on Instagram. Follow us on social media.
Neutral, 3.
YouTube as well. Just a great on-the-mat feature. Tom Ryan, very honest about some of the struggles that he endured during his recovery from that horrific accident.
Yeah, and Tom, of course, has had his struggles over the year and walked through them, losing a son, you know, when his son was only 5 years old, writing a book called Chosen Suffering, then experiencing this accident last year, and standing up and being the example that he wrote about and stands for. He's just a tremendous human being and obviously a coach that cares about his wrestlers and walking through life with them. Because he thinks his job is to put them out for a successful life. You know, take the mat with them. That's what I always say. You don't leave it on the mat. You take the mat with you through life.
Good scramble won by Starocci. Carter leading this match 12-4, riding time over a minute. The last time Carter Starocci lost in a contested match, March 6th, 2021 against Michael Kemmerer. That was a 7-2 final. He, of course, came back a couple weeks later
back to the center
in St. Louis and beat Kemmerer to win his first national title.
Michael Kemmerer going to be on the camera on our next matchup as an assistant coach, now on the staff of Minnesota. Tremendous get for them, tremendous opportunity for Michael Kemmerer, and a tremendous addition to the Minnesota staff.
Friday Night Wrestling, doubleheader. Following us here in Columbus, we'll send it to Minneapolis for Iowa, Minnesota, as Carter Starocci tacks on 3 more. Starocci with 6 tech falls on the season.
1 red, neutral.
15-0. He has bonus points in 14 of those wins. The only person he did not get bonus points against was Angelo Ferrari of Iowa. 3-1 was that final.
We were wrestling on
and the Nittany Lions went over Iowa. Maturi Pavilion will be rocking tonight. Border battle with Iowa and Minnesota. Zach Mackey and Jim Gibbons with the call. There's Gable Steveson, the people's champion, a man of the people, the Olympic champ.
Yeah, and you talk about the Hodge Trophy, okay? I mean, you know, I look at Gable Steveson and I think Hodge Trophy. He's already won 2 of them. But hey, you're looking at the guy that's wrestling right now, Starocci. Hodge Trophy. Well, the guy that just wrestled at 165, Messenbrink. Hodge Trophy? Am I wrong?
Definitely in the conversation, no doubt. Matt Ramos of Purdue, another guy in the conversation at 125. And one thing that's interesting, Tim, as Starocci's going to tack on 3 more, is of the 10 weight classes, 4 weight classes have multiple-time national champions. Get ready for March.
4 weight classes with at least 2 national champions in the weight class.
Yes. You have Mendez and Aliras at 141, O'Toole and Haynes at 174, Starocci and Keckeisen at 184, and Steveson and Kirkfleet at heavyweights.
And Kirkfleet's undefeated too. He's a power wrestler, and hey, if he was to win, I don't think there would be any doubt about the Hodge Trophy there. And so it's going to be a fun race and fun to communicate about. Speaking of communication, Mike Finn.
Still in.
Stall call on Rogatsky.
Speaking of great communicators, content, and people that have been important to our sport, Mike Finn.
Mike Finn, one of the all-time greats. Want to congratulate him on his retirements. Recently retiring from Win Magazine, a journalist for nearly 5 decades. He was over at Win Magazine over 20 years as the editor. Began there back in 2003 covering the World Championships at Madison Square Garden. One of the great people, Mike Finn. Congratulations, Mike. Enjoy your retirement. One of the great people I've ever met in the sport. As Starocci makes it 21-7. He's got the riding time locked up, so a ride out here would give him the tech fall. And Carter Starachi, 22-7, another tech fall, the 7th of the season for the Nittany Lion, who is now 16-0 and continues his quest for number 5.
A stalemate here.
Big Ten Plus action, Ben Venaitia
Number 3
at 197 pounds.
Changes that 4th Big Ten dual victory of the season.
A nice win for the Boilermaker.
10-1 major decision.
23-11, the team score after that win by Venaitia. Big one for the Boilermakers. 197 pounds, Josh Barr for Penn State, and Seth Shoemates for the Buckeyes. Josh Barr 14-1. Last weekend, that huge win over Jacob Cardenas of Michigan. Beat Cardenas in the tiebreakers with a late reversal.
I'm still reeling from his win against Poznansky in Rutgers, and I just added it up. I watched it again. His 22 points in the third period was done in 55 seconds. From the 137 to the 40-second mark, that's where he scored 22 points in 55 seconds. I've never seen anything like it. It was 0-0 going into the third period.
An incredible match.
Yes, just incredible.
35 takedowns for Josh Barr in dual meets. He's only allowed the one. That's to Stephen Buchanan. His only loss of the season, the 4-time state champion from Davison, Michigan. 125-1 in his high school career, multiple-time
let him go.
Fargo All-American, junior Fargo champ. 2024 U20 World Silver Medalist Josh Barr. Shoemate from Galion, Ohio, Dublin Kaufman High School. He's a Fargo All-American as well as Josh Barr. Straight on shots.
Look out of it, gentlemen.
He's not, he'll go out and try things. He tried a lateral drop against Salazar real early on, didn't get it, and he also came close to a takedown and an near fall. They went to review, no points at all. So he came close, and he actually went all the way to sudden victory and lost to Salazar with a last-second takedown and sudden victory. So he's got the goods, but one thing I don't know whether he has is there's no question that Josh Barr's got the confidence. He believes in himself, and belief is so big, Shane.
No question. I mean, he expects to win. Big-time gas tank. I mean, he's running on a 60-gallon tank. No score, 110 first period. Shoemate this season was third at the Clarion Open, 4-2 in Vegas for Ohio State. Inside of a minute. Another big night coming up, Tim. This upcoming Thursday night, Cleveland State versus Kent State. 7 Eastern this Thursday, the celebration of Cleveland State wrestling. And I urge you to attend that dual meet, of course. Cleveland State, their program is on the blocks. And Josh Moore is the head coach at Cleveland State. He was a 2-time All-American at Penn State. Third in 2003, a runner-up in 2004.
Fingers, get out of those fingers.
He has the single-season pin record with 24 at Penn State. But again, this Thursday night, 7 Eastern, inside Woodland Gymnasium in Cleveland, Kent State, Cleveland State's big-time celebration of Cleveland State wrestling. I hope they pack that place to the gills. 0-0 after 1.
Going down.
Barr with choice. There you get a look at Cale Sanderson.
On top.
He's next to Casey Cunningham. There on your left, Dick Reed, his first season on staff. 2-time national champ.
Casey, one of the great assistant coaches. Both these programs have a culture of loyalty.
One green, we're
a
neutral.
culture of loyalty. And
To Josh Barr of Penn State. Wrestlers are neutral.
Fingers.
It's pretty nice. Guys dropping us off hot dogs.
that's right. Hey.
Nothing beats a good hot dog, Tim. One nothing, 30 seconds into the second period. Barr with the escape, and now Barr with an attack. Great defense there from Shoemate as he counters with the whizzer.
Great defense. Barr had him with those ankles, and he was able to slip him. Just slip those ankles out. Really quick feet. Got the deep whizzer, and now he's split. He's got the splits going on.
And Josh Barr will ultimately get the score, and he now leads it 4-0. An escape and a takedown for Barr in this second period. Barr's had some big wins. He beat Michael Beer, the former Nittany Lion, now at Lehigh, 11-3. He beat All-American Stephen Little from Arkansas Little Rock, 4-1 in sudden victory.
Rest there, man.
Mentioned
Nothing
that
happened here. Let's go.
win last Friday night against Jacob Cardenas
Okay, let
of
it
Michigan.
down.
He's been battle tested.
Yeah, and he's been able to go to, deep waters, like you said, battle tested, and he's won some really close matches. And, I mean, there's no one that doesn't think Josh Barr is going to be right in there as a serious contender, because he got beat by Buchanan, who's ranked #1, but he was right in the match. And Buchanan then came on late, as he has done so well. And yet it's not a clear-cut anything at 197.
Action, both guys. Let's go.
Big Ten Championships March 8th and 9th. We'll have the action here on the Big Ten Network. That is going to be quite the weekend in Evanston. Barr will finish the period on top.
Out of bounds.
He's a second away from doing it.
You got 1 second left in the period. Set. Cover.
Penn State on quite the run. The Nittany Lions have won 68 straight dual meets. It is our State Farm State of Success. A win tonight, they'll tie the Hawkeyes
That's going on.
that had that record 69 straight that ended in 2011. The all-time record set by Oklahoma State in 76. Penn State this season, they wrestle Illinois on Sunday. Next Friday, they will end their dual meet schedule against American. But I think it's safe to say early on. I mean,
After that pin, I was going to say,
Yes.
there were people in here going, this streak's going to end tonight, And I'm not going to get in the mind of Cale Sanderson. There's no way I could. But it certainly was an excited full house here, thinking, hey, is this the night
Neutral,
we
okay.
beat Penn State?
We're gonna
I
go
think about
neutral.
Lee Corso
One
and the
red.
not so fast, my friend.
So fast.
Automatic escape, 1 point to Shoemate of Ohio State.
Really high level of attack rate by Barr.
Good counter.
And takedown.
And this is what we see from Josh Barr.
He gets that motor running, and he breaks the spirit of his opponent so often here, because he works different ways. He attacks both sides of the body.
Chest wrap here from Shoemates.
Trying to slip that right arm out.
He's going to score again, and the 3 is awarded. 13-3 score gives the escape. You've read this book before, Tim.
I've seen this, except I'll tell you what, Shoemate is facing him, and he's doing everything he can to slow him down.
Going to hook that ankle. And 3 more on the edge.
Going out of bounds. Okay, red.
Wrestlers are out of bounds.
So right now, if you are Barr, you give the
We're
escape,
going neutral.
score another takedown,
red.
you'd have the riding
On the
time.
line.
Escape to Shoemate of the
Set.
Buckeyes. Wrestlers are at neutral.
Looking
Down
for
those
another
fingers.
tech fall.
Let it go.
Barr's got 25 seconds to chase down that tech. Goes underhook on the right side. Collards high left. There's a shot from the Nittany line. Draws a stall call on Shoemates. Hooks the ankle once again. Down to 10 seconds.
Trying to pop that head, and he does.
Josh Barr gets the takedown, and he'll have the riding time points for the 25 tech fall. 15-1 on the season, the redshirt freshman. Barr ranked 3rd in the nation at one. No Greg Kirkley for Penn State. Instead, it's Cole Mirasola, the freshman from West Bend, Wisconsin. Nick Feldman for Ohio State, the All-American, makes his way onto the grand stage as he toes the Resolites. Mirasola, actually from Jackson, Wisconsin, wrestled at West Bend High School, off to a 6-0 starts, 5 bonus point victories. It's his first dual meet in that Nittany Lions singlets.
Good luck, sir. Okay, gentlemen, shake
His
hands.
brother, Connor, twin brother Connor on the team as well.
Fingers.
We talked about Hartzell having injuries. Nick Feldman coming back from a major neck injury and surgery his freshman year, and I've been impressed because I think it's been a long road back for him.
Fingers,
I mean,
fingers.
it takes, when you got a neck injury, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into play there. Nice shot there, drove through, real quick 3-point takedown. And never left his knee, didn't even go down to his knees. Feldman, a great job there of lowering this level, driving through Mirasola and getting the takedown.
Fun night here in Columbus. As you saw the results, Minnesota and Iowa to follow. It's Friday night wrestling here on the Big Ten Network. Feldman 13-4 on the season, 4-3 in the Big Ten. Out of Corryville, Pennsylvania. Wrestled at Melbourne Prep, where he was a 3-time Prep national champ. Coming off that fantastic season, he was just shy of 30 wins. Big Ten runner-up, 5th at the NCAAs as a 9 seed. Feldman looking to elevate. But first, a potentially dangerous whistle. Feldman, 2022 Junior Hodge Trophy winner.
Fingers, get out of fingers.
Jesse Mendez won that award in 2021. And then assistant coaches Bo Jordan, Logan Stieber, and Jay Jaggers all won
Let it go,
the Junior Hodge. 3-1, 90 seconds into this first period. Fun dual meet, TJ. This one didn't disappoint. Really good individual matches.
Great matches up and down the line, going down to the wire. Just effort. I mean, all you look for is attitude and effort. We got it from everyone today.
Great crowd.
Fingers.
Over 4,000 here inside the Covelli Center. For Ohio State, this wraps up their dual meet schedule. They'll take the mat next in Evanston at the Big Ten Championships beginning on March 8th.
They got time to rest, to get rid of any tweaks and injuries, time to train, and it's a little bit different than most schedules. The 3-week difference between the end of the year and the Big Ten Championships.
With the loss tonight, Ohio State 13-3 overall, 5-3 in the Big Ten. Penn State improves to 13-0 on the season, 7-0 in conference. As I mentioned, they're at Illinois on Sunday. Next Friday inside Rec Hall against American as a final tune-up before the Big Ten Championships. 20 seconds. Feldman leading at 3-1.
Fingers, get out of the fingers. Guys, let it go. Let the fingers go.
These are the guys we're going to be watching. After Stevenson, Kirkfleet, Hendrickson, Heinzelman are gone.
Outstanding wrestler. Presented by